Welcome, Dr. James Beckett, Sports Card Insights, episode 1177, February the 2nd, Friday, the 2024 Football Card Hall of Fame ballot. And what I voted, you've got till February 6th to submit your ballot. I'm submitting mine today. Just look up Football Card Hall of Fame ballot. There's a YouTube connection through Ray Fonio and friends. First, thanks sponsors, Topps Panini, Upper Deck, Heritage Auctions, Hugs the Scott Auctions, Mike Stadium Sports Cards, Burbank Sports Cards, ComC.com, and Beckett Media, Beckett Grading, Beckett Authentication. Football is amazing. It was the second sport that we did our monthly magazines on, so we really emerged in the Pro Set days. But this was a baseball-centric hobby for 100 years, I think, and then football has really come on strong as well as basketball, and hockey was always there. But this is the Football Card Hall of Fame ballot, and I will review all the 45 cards on the list, including the 5 that were eliminated. First of all, the cards currently in the Hall of Fame are the 33 Sport Kings, Jim Thorpe, and also Red Grange from that same set, the 35 National Chickle, Bronco Nagurski, 57 Topps, Bart Starr, and Johnny Unitas rookie cards. Probably not in that order, I don't think, but that's the order they have them here. 58 Topps, Jimmy Brown rookie, 65 Topps, Joe Namath rookie, 76 Topps, Walter Payton rookie, 81 Topps, Joe Montana rookie, 86 Topps, Jerry Rice rookie card as well. So heavy on the rookie cards. I have no quibbles whatsoever with the cards elected in that first class. No concerns. Now, there were 5 cards that were removed, I think, for getting the least number of ballots, and they might turn heads if you don't know the whole story. First of all, Aaron Rodgers was kicked to the curb, his Topps Chrome, and then the Stadium Club 91, Brett Favre. So Packer backers maybe don't like that, but something Favre will get in, something Aaron Rodgers will get in. Brett Favre is in the junk wax era. Aaron Rodgers has other considerations. People love him or hate him. 63 Fleer, Lance Allworth, beautiful, great card. I love that card, but he was in the bottom 5. And the Jim Lansford from the 52 Bowman Large, which it's demand from people trying to complete the set. Very tough card, especially in great condition. But again, that's not where the hobby is right now, so I understand it. And the last one was the 98 SP Authentic Randy Moss. No problems there either. I don't know that those would have been my exact bottom 5, but I certainly don't think the voters made any big mistakes there. And they can always come back. So here's the 45 cards that were on the ballot, and I'll indicate each one whether I voted one of my 10. You get to vote for 10. Encourage you to do that. You need to do it sooner. Do some homework, but don't just follow my lead. In fact, my selections for the Baseball Card Hall of Fame were not consistent with what was elected. I think I'm not typical. I do have more vintage knowledge, I think, and more card knowledge, but it's set up really to give everybody a chance. So oldest card, first card of football, 88 Goodwin champions, Harry Beecher. I think that'll eventually make it in. I did not vote for it. It is probably recognized as the very first football card. It's new on the ballot, very worthy. I hope it stays on the ballot, but I don't put it in the first time. But it may get voted in just because the mystique of their very first football card. 35 National Chickle, Clark Hinkle. That actually was the only National Chickle I think that my dad had. And so I knew about that card. He was an underrated player, but we've already got Bronco Nagurski in there. And so I'm not going to vote for Clark Hinkle. I am going to vote for the next one. The third guy on the list is Newt Rockne, 35 National Chickle. It's easier in the sense it's a low number compared to the Nagurski. So it's the second best card, but it's a great card. But I did vote for it. So I have Newt Rockne as my first guy in my Hall of Fame ballot. 48 Bowman, Kenny Washington. He's a new entrant, again, worthy of consideration, but I just think he's not well known. The deeper you dig, the more you see this guy was a pretty amazing athlete, contemporary of Jackie Robinson. He's worthy of more consideration. I think he won't get in this year. He's a new ballot, but as people look into it, maybe in future years, he'll make it. The next 4 are all 48 leaf. Bobby Lane, who went to high school close by here, 48 leaf. Chuck Bednarik. Pretty much all the 48 leafs are rookie cards, even though they weren't really issued when they first came out. Sammy Baugh, older. And then finally, Sid Luckman. Sid Luckman had the honor of being card number 1, which I think that probably was an honor back in the old days, pre-Topps. And sorry, Rich, your Columbia outstanding quarterback. I don't think he's going to make it. Rich voted for him. I actually did not vote for him. And one of the problems I have when I look at this and I see these 4 guys from the 48 Leaf set, I wouldn't put them in all together, and I don't know which one I would pick. I have sentimentally for local interest, I'd probably pick Bobby Lane, but they're all great candidates. Bednarik was a fabulous two-way player. Next, another new one, Elroy Crazy Leg Hirsch, not just a great nickname, was a great player, great receiver for the Rams. Again, a new entrant. I'm not voting him in this like these Hall of Fames. Are you going to vote him in the first chance, the first year on the ballot or not? Otto Graham, 50 Bowman rookie card. Absolutely, I've got him. Now, he had fabulous teammates, but he had quite a great championship run there. And then also 50 Bowman, another new one, Y.A. Tittle. Again, not a bad choice, but not for me. For me, when I think of 50 Bowman, I think of Otto Graham. 50 Tops, Feltbacks, Joe Paterno. He's a new entrant, worthy back in the day in the 70s and the 80s when I was collecting more aggressively before I was doing price guides. Joe Paterno was the guy. Now he's fallen out of favor for various reasons, non-football related. So I think he's going to have to wait. But he was the key card in that set in my eyes. And then Emlyn Tennell. I think there's a bias against defensive players. He's a new entrant, great player, 51 Bowman. I think he's got to wait as well. I don't know that he'd ever get in, just not enough publicity. Again, a defensive back. And then Norm Van Brocklin, another new entrant, 51 Bowman. I don't think he gets in this time. Maybe he does eventually. But then the next one is Tom Landry and his rookie card in 51 Bowman. I can't not vote for Tom Landry. I have met him, thought he was a wonderful person. And got several Landry stories, which I don't have time to tell, other than the fact that he definitely gets my vote. That's his rookie card. That's an example of something that goes on my wall. 52 Bowman, large, Frank Gifford. There's large and small. I probably would rather have the large were tougher for me to find. I'd make him wait. He was a really good player, announcer, Monday Night Football. But I just think he has to wait. I think he would eventually get in. Next is 55 Tops All-American, Don Hudson, one of the shorter prints, one of the high numbers there. There actually are high numbers there. He's might be the toughest supply side card in that set, but I didn't vote for him this time. But I did vote for the Topps All-American 55 Four Horsemen, an iconic card, perhaps the first multiplayer card that really was in demand in those days. I don't remember anything really before that for football. And then 55 Topps All-American Jim Thorpe. If he wasn't already in with the Sport Kings, I'd probably vote for that, but he is. And so I'm not even, in fact, if I pick one card from the 55 Topps All-Americans, it's the Four Horsemen. Same thing with 57 Topps Paul Hornung, Starr, and Unitas are already in. In my mind, there's a pretty big drop off between these two great iconic quarterbacks and then Paul Do-It-All Hornung. 62 Topps Ernie Davis, new on the ballot. I'm voting for him. I think it's a great story. He's had a movie, again, closer scrutiny. Not just the card. I think it's basically his only card. And then 62 Topps Fran Tarkenton. Again, I might eventually vote for it. The black border 62s. And then Mike Ditka. They're tough cards, especially in 8, 9, or 10. I don't even know if you'd find a 10, but very difficult. But Fran and Ditka are going to have to wait. 63 Fleer Len Dawson. I'm taking him off the ballot. When I think of the top 10 quarterbacks of all time, I don't include Len Dawson, even though he was an excellent quarterback. And it's a great set, but I think he's not going to make it. 3 Tops has Bob Lilly as a new one and Ray Nitschke as a holdover. I did not vote for either one of those. I lump them together. The Packers and the Cowboys were a nemesis of each other in those days. And frankly, people would love one of those guys, but not the other. Just out of irony, I'd put them in both together. Same with the next two, which is Butkus and Sayers from 66 Philadelphia Gum. I think they go in maybe next year, and I'd put them in together with Butkus passing. Sayers is already gone. When you get Philadelphia Gum cards, and there's all 4 years all mixed together, those are the cards you're looking for, both those guys. 68 Topps Greasy. He's a new guy. Not only am I not voting for him, I think he's in my bottom 5, as opposed to 1970 Topps O.J. Simpson. He might be in the bottom 5 for personal conduct, but as far as being a great football player, I saw him play in college at the Rose Bowl, and he was just amazing. But I don't know that he'll ever get in based on his off-the-field problems, but I'm certainly not going to vote for him this year. The next two are Terry Bradshaw and Roger Staubach. They're rookie cards, 71 and 72. I think it's fitting to put them in together. They went against each other in those Super Bowls in the mid-70s. Roger's a personal favorite. He lives around here. I've met him and know his son. And Bradshaw is just on TV all the time and just a lot of fun, but also both were great quarterbacks. New one was Earl Campbell. Again, if you pick up 79 tops and you get a box of them, that's the card you're looking for. And don't fall for the team leader card or the record breaker card. His rookie card is the one to get. But I'm making him wait. Same thing with Lawrence Taylor. Really great player. Incredible linebacker, but I'd make him wait. I think he'll eventually get it. Same thing with 84 tops, Marino and Elway, their rookie cards. I almost think in a couple of years, instead of picking 10, I'd pick 5 duos, and that'd be another one where I'd put them both in the same. I think each one has their huge fans. It probably depends on where you grew up or what your team loyalties were. 84 USFL. I definitely have Reggie White over Steve Young, and yet I'm going to make both of them wait. Steve Young was a new listing here, but again, I have Reggie over. Barry Sanders, 89 score. I'm going to make him wait. Troy Aikman's not even on the ballot, and he's another example of an outstanding rookie card in that set. And that is the set for the 1989 sets that came out of Pro Set and Tops and Score. The 90 Pro Set Vince Lombardi trophy hologram, I am voting for that. In my mind, that is the first chase card for Pro Set that produced so many cards, millions of cards. I don't know if they're billions, but millions and millions of Pro Set cards are out there. And yet with all the production of that, it's hard to find those because they were very rare, a very low insert ratio. So in spite of the overproduction of the junk, somewhere in some landfills are probably some Lombardi trophy cards. I think it has historical significance, and it's probably Vince Lombardi's best card, at least in the commemoration of his trophy. And then we've got the 90 score supplemental, Emmitt Smith. I love Emmitt. I think he was a great player also around here. I've met him. I think he's a quality guy. But yeah, I'm going to wait. I think the card is not special enough. You might want to get a high grade, but it's part of a box set. Not that hard. 98 SP Authentic Peyton Manning. I think Peyton doesn't get enough respect from the card hobby. He gets a lot from the media. He's a very glib guy. I'm voting for it, even though I don't love the card. I think he's worthy of being in the Hall of Fame for contributions to the game. And he's just a good example of a card that you would think with Tom Brady, who I also voted for, that's next. Brady's cards are just astronomical. And Peyton Manning was also a great quarterback, perhaps not as great, didn't have as many Super Bowls, clearly, but just a huge drop-off there, and people wonder why that is. What's the nature of the sets, but not based on Peyton's popularity. So I have Peyton in, and I have Tom Brady, and he's actually my 10th. But that's the 2000 playoff contenders, and I think that's the first autographed or factory kind of certified autograph that would be going in the Hall of Fame if that makes it. And I voted for that over the 2000 SP Authentic Brady rookie, which is also a good card. And I'm making Patrick Mahomes wait. And it is the week before the Super Bowl. I'm submitting my ballot, and it'll be announced, I think, before the Super Bowl. If Patrick Mahomes wins another Super Bowl, then he gets his rookie card in next year. So just to summarize, my 10 were the National Chickle, Newt Rocky, 1935, 50 Bowman, Otto Graham, 51 Bowman, Tom Landry. Those are all essentially rookie cards. The 4 Horsemen, 55 tops All-Americans, 62 tops Ernie Davis, 71 tops Bradshaw, 72 tops Staubach, 90 Pro Set, Lombardi Trophy. Again, I think that's the very first chase card. And 2000 contenders, Brady autographed, first autograph. And I skipped over 98 SP Authentic Peyton Manning. Again, I think he's overlooked. I don't want him to be overlooked because I think he's been involved in the hobby in some way, and I want to reward that. So at any rate, that's it. Go run and vote. Your conscience. You can vote your loyalties, but ultimately, hopefully the public will have a good crowd reasoning for the next 10 that get in. And thanks, guys, for doing this. I just applaud these efforts of democracy in action. So thanks, and see you on Monday.